This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thanks for being with us. Scott Dennis has the day off. Our top story tonight, an accident in Manatee County that claimed the life of a 15-year-old boy. The teenager was hit by a car while going to school in Palmetto. He was crossing 5 lanes of traffic on US 41 when a driver hit him, telling troopers he never even saw the teen. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick is live at the scene of the accident to explain what happened. Jess.
Good evening, Haley. State troopers say that the boy was hit while crossing the street here at the intersection of US 41 and 23rd Street East. It was still dark this morning when that accident happened around 6:30, and as you can see, it's a very busy intersection. State troopers tell me that the boy had crossed 4 lanes of traffic and was over here in the 5th lane, just about to get on the sidewalk when he was hit by a vehicle. The driver of this car had a green light, state troopers say, when he hit 15-year-old Marquarius Kelly in this intersection, killing him.
We don't believe that he's traveling over the speed limit, so on the surface, it does not appear he did anything wrong.
One woman saw the entire thing.
Stopped, got out, and went to aid the kid.
Troopers say in the mornings, traffic is especially busy in the intersection. A roadway too dangerous for a teenager to have to cross to get to school, Kelly's family says.
Well, the speed limit's 50 miles an hour here, so that is rather quick.
The teen's family is demanding answers from Manatee County School District.
They need an overpass for those kids to come across that road, especially if they're not going to provide school bus for them. We tried to get a bus route for them to pick him up, and they didn't pick him up. They said they couldn't do it.
An issue that district administrators say they aren't ready to speak about, as their focus right now is solely on their grieving students.
And out of respect for him and for his family, we're not going to speak to those issues today.
Kelly was a sophomore at Palmetto High School. The district's crisis team is there now, helping students and teachers grieve.
It's difficult to get through situations like this, but fortunately we have a tight-knit community and we will do that.
Kelly's parents now have to face every parent's worst nightmare, burying their child.
It's a tragedy, man. I lost my heart, man. That little boy there, I mean, he was the greatest. Man, I want my son back, but I know I can't bring him back.
The family is hopeful that the loss of their son will result in safer ways for students to get to school.
Everybody will keep me and my son in their prayers. And everybody who have kids, man, that need to watch out for their kids.
There have been no charges filed against the driver at this point in time. I am told that it will be a 60-month investigation. Reporting in Palmetto, I'm Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Jess. Now an update on a former Sarasota County Sheriff's deputy accused of attempted murder. Frankie Bybee appeared in court today for a case management hearing. He's facing 20 charges for allegedly befriending an elderly woman and then stealing her money and trying to kill her while making it look like a suicide. Bybee did not speak at today's hearing, but he has 2 new lawyers and a new felony charge for illegal use of computer systems. Bybee has pleaded not guilty. Governor Rick Scott making a stop on the Suncoast today, trying to drum up support for Visit Florida and Enterprise Florida, 2 state organizations lawmakers are threatening to cut. At a roundtable in Sarasota, Governor Scott talked about the benefits of each of those organizations and encouraged voters to call their local lawmakers who voted against keeping them in the state and funding them. A bill to end Enterprise Florida's funding for job recruitment to the state, and one limiting the budget for Visit Florida's tourism marketing passed the state house earlier this month. Opponents say the organizations have made questionable spending choices with taxpayer dollars, but some worry cutting them could undercut our tourism-driven economy.
The people who go to the theater, who go to Van Wezel, who go to Oslo, they'll be all going to California. The high-spending visitors are the ones we'll lose first.
But we need to reach out to Jim Boyd, Julio Gonzalez, and Alex Miller to make sure we keep jobs going in the state.
Venice Republican Julio Gonzalez, who voted in favor of the 2 bills, says Enterprise Florida has produced misleading data and has not led to any local job growth since its creation in 2011. Governor Scott is also launching a new TV ad to spread the message that he is upset with fellow Republicans over the state's job and tourism marketing agencies. The spot that will air statewide starting next week, and it features Governor Scott warning Tallahassee politicians don't get it. Scott also says their votes to shutter the state's economic Economic Development Agency. An overhaul, Visit Florida, will cost the state jobs. Gun control advocates are at the state capitol today pushing legislation that would require background checks for firearms purchased at gun shows. Supporters of the bill say there is a loophole in the current law that allows thousands of guns to be sold every year with no oversight. This bill would require any sale, lease, or transfer of a gun to happen through a licensed dealer. A Fort Lauderdale senator is sponsoring the bill. He says the loophole makes it far too easy for someone who is not allowed to have a gun to get one.
If you're a domestic violence offender, if you're someone with a checkered criminal past, if you're somebody who's mentally imbalanced, what are you going to do? You're going to wait and go to a gun show so that you can purchase a firearm and not have to undergo any background check. That is simply wrong.
Supporters of Senator Farmer's legislation say nearly 40% of all gun sales happen online or at gun shows. And now for a check on this chillier forecast, but plenty of sunshine, let's head over to Bob.
Yeah, it didn't warm up much today, Haley. We had a wind chill this morning at 34 degrees right around 7 o'clock this morning, and temperatures struggled to get into the low 60s today, and those winds are still rather brisk coming in out of the north and northwest. The water is still a little bit agitated as a result of those winds up to around 14 knots out over the waters. Now, as far as our current conditions go, looking out of Casey Key, we have sunny skies, a temperature at 61. The dew point is at 23, making the humidity 23%. That's it. And winds are out of the north at 8 with that low humidity and the winds out of the north at 8 to 15 miles an hour at times. A high fire danger exists up until about 8 o'clock tonight. 59 degrees in Jacksonville. It's 10 degrees warmer in the Keys, 70 in Miami now. And temperatures all up and down the coast from Anna Maria all the way down to Siesta Key in the low 60s right there. 65 in Venice, a little bit warmer in Port Charlotte at 68 degrees. Same in Northport and Sebring at 67 degrees. You'll notice those winds a little bit stronger with no frictional effects out over the water. So a bit brisk along Siesta Key, stretching down to Minnesota Key and Inglewood now at 14-mile-an-hour winds out of the north, northwest, and Warm Mineral Springs pretty much the same. Now, we're not under any freeze or frost advisory tonight, but we will see that high fire danger up until 8 o'clock tonight, and looks like we'll see temperatures down into the low to mid 40s. The evening forecast calling for temperatures to drop pretty quickly once the sun sets. We'll be into the upper 40s by 11 o'clock. We'll let you know about the warm up on St. Patrick's Day and also beyond into the weekend coming up in a few minutes. Haley.
Thank you, Bob. State College of Florida and the Mosaic Company are teaming up to drive more students toward careers in manufacturing. According to State College's president, one of the largest workforce gaps in Manatee County is in advanced manufacturing. Over the last 2 years, Mosaic, which has nearly 4,000 employees in the county, has helped design a new curriculum for the college, featuring 5 new certifications and 10 new courses ranging from robotics to industrial management. The phosphate mining company will also give more than $350,000 to help enhance the school's engineering technology program. Leaders say this will be a mutually beneficial partnership.
Also, it's about internships, working with Mosaic so that these students have those real-world experiences while they're going through the courses, which will make them better employees when they graduate.
We have an aging workforce. We know that we're going to have a significant number of retirees over the next few years. But the other part of it is when we think about global competition.
State College's revamped 2-year program will debut in the fall semester of this year. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now to tell us that it's been a pretty quiet day on Wall Street.
Haley, you're absolutely right. I think an awful lot of people on Wall Street are watching the basketball tournament, probably more than anything else. I like your purple, by the way. Go Northwestern. That being said, it was a quiet day. The biggest move we saw in either direction was less than 0.2% for the day. No follow-through whatsoever from yesterday. So we'll just have to see when the basketball tournament gets over if Wall Street can get back to work. But today, pretty much a non-event. Let's take a look at the figures, and the non-event they are. There you see the Dow down 15 points, just 0.07% at 20,934.55. That on volume of 621 million shares. And talk about going nowhere. How's that? The NASDAQ was up, but not even 1.1%, closing at 5,900.76 on volume of 1,601 million shares. And the S&P, a down arrow, but less than 0.2%, just 4 points at 2,381.38. Well, we've certainly given you lots of negative news on the world of retail, so how about some positive news from retail? Yes, Pottery Barn. Remember them? West Elm. Well, they're both owned by Williams-Sonoma. And Williams-Sonoma, Pottery Barn, and West Elm today announced that their fourth quarter sales and earnings came in much better than expected. Guess what? The stock was up by 2.3% for the day, and the company increased its dividend by 5%. So not all of retail is suffering. And Haley, I don't know if you're a customer of any of those stores, but the one thing they do have is that they appeal really to many demographics, and that certainly seems to be helping them right now.
They definitely do. And Richard, I was thinking the same thing about the tournament. I know I've seen studies that this is one of the least productive work days of the year, so I'm sure that applies to Wall Street as well.
Many billions, you're right.
Right, although there's a market for in these brackets itself with all the money
Sure.
that people put into that. Totally
Right.
separate, but you do have an investment workshop coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up quickly now, next Wednesday. And it's a topic that's sometimes a little touchy, if you will, but between you and your spouse, do you really understand what you own? Again, it's one thing to know what you own, but it's something entirely different to understand it. And it's going to be next Wednesday, 1:30 in the afternoon. That's March 22nd. Feel free, please, to RSVP 906-2847, 906-2847. Go Northwestern and go Wisconsin. How's that?
And then Bob's Kansas Jayhawks,
We
and
wish them
Scott's
well.
not here, but his UF Gators too. We all have someone in the tournament.
And they're winning as we speak.
I know, I like it. All right, thank you, Richard.
You're very welcome.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, the White House's $1 trillion budget blueprint. Which departments are looking at huge increases and which one will see big cuts? And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, bad news for all those who work at a computer or a desk. The surprising way sitting can wreck your body. Straight ahead.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small.
I mean, really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need
the Debt Ninja. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, you could be facing wage garnishments, levies, liens, property seizure, cancellation of business license, closure of business. The Debt Ninja fights your IRS debt. That's why you need the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja has found the best companies in the country who are on your side to fight debt. Want to learn if you qualify for the IRS Financial Hardship Program? Stop the IRS from garnishing your wages. Even if your bank account has been seized, if you have undeclared taxes, if you have existing IRS debt, it's not too late to call, so grab your phone now. Call the Debt Ninja at 800-945-0083. That's 800-945-0083. Settle your IRS debt to get the power of the Debt Ninja. Dial this number now, 800-945-0083.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
President Trump's budget proposal is just the beginning of his goal to reshape the American government. This budget recommendation would need to pass the House and Senate, and as of today, top lawmakers are split on the proposal. ABC's Stephanie Ramos is covering it all from Washington.
The Trump administration's first budget proposal is sending shockwaves across Washington.
This is the very beginning of the budget process.
Lawmakers are getting their first look at President Trump's $1.15 trillion budget blueprint, which would dramatically increase spending at the Department of Defense, Homeland Security, and the Department of Veterans Affairs.
What I'm encouraged by is the notion that we're going to begin rebuilding our military.
In Nashville last night, President Trump touted the new budget.
We are proposing a budget that will shrink the bloated federal bureaucracy, and I mean bloated, while protecting our national security. You see what we're doing with our military. Bigger, better, stronger than ever before.
Under this proposal, however, there would be huge cuts to the State Department, Environmental Protection Agency, and housing and domestic programs. Top Democrat in the House, Nancy Pelosi, says this budget proposal is a slap in the face of the future.
President Trump has shown that he does not value the future of our children and working families.
The White House calls this a skinny budget. A complete budget will be released in May. White House Budget Director Mick Mulvaney says it reflects the promises made by President Trump on the campaign trail.
An America First candidate, have an America First president, and it shouldn't surprise anybody that we have an America First budget.
And as for the GOP's health care replacement plan, the House Budget Committee voted to advance it today. Several conservatives joined Democrats to vote no, and it was the first time Republicans have voted no to repeal and replace Obamacare. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Another successful early morning launch at Kennedy Space Center.
3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket blasted off around 2 a.m. to deliver a commercial communications satellite to orbit. The company says the satellite deployed successfully around 34 minutes after launch. The launch was rescheduled from early Tuesday morning when it had been postponed because of high winds, which we've had a lot of high winds all week, really.
Yeah, we will. And last night they died down just a little bit. It's still 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. They made it feel like 34 degrees right at 7 o'clock in the morning. I can attest to that too. I was walking the dog and had to go back and grab another jacket. It was so cold with a hoodie because it was cold.
Did the dog, did she like the cold weather?
She didn't mind it. That's why I was surprised. We had a little sweater. We had a little sweater for her too, but she didn't want to wear that. No.
Yeah.
So you'll need to wear a sweater tonight.
Yeah.
Things are going to get chilly again. Here's the headlines. Chilly tonight. We'll see temperatures cold, not as cold, but just about 4 to 5 degrees warmer than they were last night. So you get the picture. It's going to be another one of those nights. And then we will see a warmer St. Patrick's Day. Finally, we're back in the 70s. And look for this weekend to be just absolutely outstanding. One of the best in the winter months before winter officially comes to an end. We'll see temperatures in the mid-70s, sunshine, and relatively light winds. They shouldn't be all that strong. We saw a little strong wind out today. There were some boaters out there, though. I bet they were cold. Out on the waters, it can be that way. There were a few sailboats, too, taking advantage of that 15-knot wind today. No clouds really to speak of, although we are looking at some high clouds approaching. So we may see some of this tomorrow morning. You may see a little bit of cloudiness around, but it should not block the sunshine out much as a result of a large area of high pressure, which continues and will continue to dominate our weather through the end of winter. Now, the future winds, I mentioned out of the north and northwest, they become more northeasterly tonight. It always tends to be a little bit cooler, too, especially inland locations. We're going to see lows into the low 40s for the most part, right around 40 degrees in places like Northport, Wauchula, and into Bradenton. Those winds will stay out of the northeast throughout the day. We'll warm up into the low 70s for highs on St. Patrick's Day. Sunny and 61 right now at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. Venice, you're at 60 degrees. And Bradenton, 62. Longboat Key at 60, 63. And Waterleaf and Rosedale, Laurel Oak at 63. And temperature a little bit warmer into our South County, 66 in Northport, Port Charlotte at 66, and Englewood, you're at 64. Well, lows tonight will be a few degrees warmer, as I mentioned. We're looking for lows into the low to mid 40s for the most part. Venice should be right around 45. Lakewood Ranch will be at 40. Clear skies and 46 at Anna Maria Island. A little bit of a wind. It will still make it feel a little bit cooler. We're talking wind chills in the low 40s to upper 30s. Tomorrow's high, finally, back in the 70s we go with sunshine. That's still below average, or average high at 76 degrees, but we will see warmer temperatures still as Saturday and Sunday approaches. Now those winds will start to become more easterly. You'll see those clouds moving in along the east coast. Here comes another front You see it coming down, but it loses any kind of strength and no real rain associated with it. It loses its strength and it fades away over north central Florida. Not blowing through here and cooling us down. Temperatures currently 30s and 40s in Minneapolis and Chicago and Cleveland. Right now it's 42 in the nation's capital, 34 into Boston. The wind chill factor is not too terrible right now. The winds are starting to calm down after that storm has exited off. But look at these warm temperatures into Denver right now. 75, talk about spring skiing or winter skiing, even 75 degrees there right now, and in the upper 60s in California. And the dry air, well, it's in place. It will stick around too. Dry conditions, so no threat of any rainfall at all over the upcoming days, right in through Monday of next week. For boaters tomorrow, we'll start off with an east wind at 15 knots, subsiding to 5 to 10 throughout the late afternoon, or I should say late morning. Seas running right around 2 feet with a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature has slid down to 69 degrees, and pretty much that's what the high will be for area beaches tomorrow. If you're a mile inland from that, in the low 70s. Low tide upcoming, 10:49, and another one at 10:04 tomorrow morning. Cold again tonight. Clear and chilly, low of 43, low to mid 40s up and down the coast. And then for tomorrow, we'll start off cool, but we'll warm up in the afternoon. Highs will be in the low 70s, and the extended forecast is calling for lots of sunshine on Saturday and Sunday. Spring arrives Monday morning at right around 6:30, and we'll see temperatures warming up all next week with no mention of any kind of rain. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No accidents right now, but traffic is backed up on I-75 from Clark Road north to Fruitville Road in Sarasota. In health news tonight, one of the worst things you can do to your body is doing nothing at all. Sitting parked on your butt can be just as dangerous as being obese. That's according to a study from the University of Cambridge. Studies show sitting for more than 6 hours a day can affect your mood. It can make you feel nervous, restless, hopeless, or even tired. A German meta-analysis of 43 different studies found that sedentary behavior significantly increases your risk for several types of cancer. Also, your blood sugar levels can rise if you're in a chair for too long. Sitting can also increase the pressure on the discs in your lower back, so get up and move. Canadians with cystic fibrosis survive about 10 years longer than Americans with the same genetic disease. The study suggests access to lung transplants and health insurance may play a role in this survival gap. The median age of survival in Canada is almost 51 compared to nearly 41 for the U.S. patients. That's according to a report in Annals of Internal Medicine. A higher proportion of Canadian CF patients receive a life-prolonging lung transplant, a little over 10% compared to 6.5% of U.S. patients, and it's not clear why. The world should be better prepared for the next Ebola outbreak. Further promising results show the potential of a long-lasting vaccine against the deadly virus. The two-part shot from Johnson & Johnson and Danish partner Bavarian Nordic induced a durable immune response lasting a full year in 100% of healthy volunteers vaccinated. Johnson & Johnson says it had a stockpile of 1.8 million dosing regimens on standby in deep freeze with the capacity to produce several million more if needed. Coming up, a volcanic explosion in Italy. Hot lava and rocks blasting in the sky send multiple people to the hospital. Plus, a popcorn ball mystery. How a landmark in Ohio disappeared and then reappeared just a few days ago, over a few days.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Attention sleep apnea sufferers. If you use CPAP therapy, if you have private insurance, or you're on a Medicare replacement plan, we may be able to help you get your CPAP supplies at little or no cost to you and free shipping. Most insurance companies allow a patient to get a new CPAP mask, cushion, filter, and tubing every 3 to 6 months to prevent respiratory infection and skin sores.
That's why you should call AmeriCare CPAP. Call 800-423-5457. That's 800-423-5457.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Luxury for less at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.
Multiple people are hurt tonight following a volcanic explosion in Italy. Mount Etna on the Italian island of Sicily began erupting at the end of February and has had 3 eruptions over the past 3 weeks. Mount Etna burst into life again last night, spewing lava high into the sky and propelling rocks into the air. Some people who were observing the lava flow were injured, some with burns, cuts, and bruises, and even head injuries. 6 people had to be taken to the hospital. Mount Etna is the tallest volcano in Europe. Talk about cream cheese. A tractor trailer carrying 19 tons of sliced American cheese overturned early today south of Boston. The crash caused state troopers to shut down a major ramp on the interstate. It also knocked out power to a nearby neighborhood. Police arrested the driver of the big rig and charged him with DUI. No one was hurt. A stray dog left for dead in the bitter Ohio cold is now training to be a fire pup at a fire station. Halligan is a 2-year-old lab and pit bull mix. 2 firefighters rescued him from sub-freezing temperatures back in December. Frostbite covered most of his body and he almost died. But after about a month of TLC, they were able to nurse him back to health. Now the firefighters are training him to become a station therapy dog.
He's boosted our morale probably tenfold. Somebody's whole life just crashed in front of their eyes. And those type of calls affect us just like it affects those people. And with him, we can come back, we can love him, pet him, take him out and play.
And he is too cute. Firefighters also use Halligan to help with forced entry into a structure. He's doing a great job. A small town is, an icon in a small town is stolen. Then it's mysteriously returned in a story that's a bit corny. A giant 70-pound multicolored wad of popcorn sat outside of an Ohio confectionery. I guess that's how you say it. It was kind of a landmark anyways. That is until someone made off with the ball, which was valued at $700. The police launched an investigation and residents pleaded for this corny creation's safe return. Apparently it worked. The popcorn ball was returned anonymously. Someone felt very bad about stealing it. Still to come on your Suncoast News, new details on an animal abuse investigation in Sarasota County. How the group of dogs seized from a home, how they're doing now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Hurry in to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings on some of America's best vehicles. Over 100 standard and available safety features make the new Chrysler Pacifica a safe investment for any family. And right now, you can buy one for just $24,999 or save up to $11,000 on a new Ram Crew Cab during Ram Truck Month. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
Things can happen in an instant. We never expected Brady to be in an accident. And if he didn't have blood donors, he wouldn't be here.
To Suncoast blood donors and everybody in this community, I'd say thank you. I'm gonna pay it forward.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Car experts and customers agree there's a whole lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru had the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $209 a month or get 0% financing during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.